How is everyone? Great. I love it. I just got back from a Silomar and we got so pumped up with the music. We were staying up till 11 o'clock at night going, I just can't go to sleep. So the music will keep you and sail you and just take you places that you don't even dream of. So I love the last song that he just played because when we're exploring our passion and our purpose, when we sit in that space of quietness, it usually will come to us. And then we're like, whoa, wait a minute. You want me to do what? Say what? I can't do that. And Spirit is always like, oh, yes, you can. But, John does it better, or Mary does it better, or someone else does it better. And Spirit's like, I'm not asking them. I'm asking you. I'm talking to you. So that's when we get in our heads about our old beliefs, thinking that, oh, we're not good enough, or we don't deserve that, or I'm not talented enough, or I don't have the right gifts, or what am I doing here? And that's why we have to do a treatment to bring ourselves into that space of, I am good enough, and I am worthy, and I do have a passion. I have a big passion, and I really want to follow that. And one of the things that I work with my vets about is they get out of the military, and once you take off a uniform, you're like, what do I do and who am I? Where's my tribe? So I recommend going to all the different churches in town and finding that resonation to their spiritual path, as well as finding that resonation of their life path. What is it that you want to do? You guys are so talented. I mean, they ask us to do so many things that we've never done before. I mean, heck, I never changed a tire on a deuce and a half. The tire as big as I am. Like, you want me to do what? So when you say, man, I really want to do this, you really have to go out there and explore it. You really have to take the time and say, I can do this. And I've got to do this because I'm not going to live if I don't do this. I had no idea about ministerial school. I just knew I had to go to practitioner studies, and my friends are like, we got to go to ministerial school. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding? But it was the best experience. So we get in there and we're learning so much, but that's what Spirit does for us. It helps us let go of the past. Take those awful, old, crazy beliefs, put them on a boat to China, and just send them out. Maybe they need them. I don't need them. Because, we do remember what our fourth grade teacher tells us, or someone in our family tells us, or someone else says, I'm better than you are. In grade school, you're always striving to be the straight A student, or be the best student, or the smartest student. And it's not always about being the smartest. We have different talents. And those talents come forth when we say, all right, I give in, I'm going to do this. And then you discover within yourself, oh my gosh, I really can do this. I don't tell my kids to go to college. I tell them to go out and figure out what it is they want to do. Go figure out, go to a trade school, go somewhere to find that light, that passion inside of you. That's what you have to do. Go to a retreat, sit in the silence, and just let Spirit guide you through it. Because that's when you really find what you came here to do. That's really when it sets in and says, this is what I'm supposed to do right here and right now. And you let go of those old beliefs. I couldn't draw worth in fourth grade. I was not an artist. And my fourth grade teacher said, you'll never be good at this. You'll never be an artist. You'll never have this talent. And I'm like, yeah, I already know that. Thank you very much. So while I was stationed in Korea, I went to this cake decorating class. Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's try this. And I was really guided to it, and I went and took the class and learned a lot of stuff, came back to the States, I have made every kind of birthday, wedding cake you can imagine, and that's where my artistry is at. See? We find those places when we give in. Try the classes, try the pottery class, try whatever class. Go out and explore, because that's the only time you're going to find out what really lights my fire, what really makes me feel good about who I am. I tell my guys to do it all the time. Go. Why would I take a pottery class? You never know. You might fall in love with it. Why would I take this class? You never know. You might fall in love with it. Why would I take a drive across the country? You might find something there. Go into an art gallery. Go into some tour. Go into a state park and discover that, man, I want to be a photographer. I want to take pictures of all of this stuff. That's what these guys do. They go out and explore, and the more you explore, the more you're going to find. And that's what I love about our teaching is like, there is never a no. There is, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you out there? I'm like, oh, okay. When I was going through ministerial school, I was talking to Dr. Christian Sorensen, who's the CSL minister in Seaside. He's like, why are you being a staff minister? Well, you know, I got to do that. No. So I went and was a staff minister, and then I was a senior minister, and I finally became a focus minister. And he goes, oh, did you finally wake up? Yes, sir, I did. Yes. Spirit's been driving me to do this, and I'm like, ooh, I can't do that. But I can. I had no idea what I was being called to do. We just never know. We just never know where we need to be, but Spirit knows where we need to be. And when we answer that call, we are always in amaze, in awe, like, wow, is this really for me? Absolutely. You wouldn't have been called to it if it wasn't. We all have talents. We all have gifts. We all can do something different than the other person. But when we get caught up in that comparison thing, I just don't like that. I don't have to be as good as someone else at whatever, because my talent is the talent that's being called for. Your talent is the talent that's being called forth. You can't be like me, and I can't be like you. We have different perspectives. We have different experiences. We grew up differently. I grew up on the beach. A lot of people can be like, I can't relate to that. I can sit at the beach all day and just be with the water. But other people who have not had that experience cannot. They don't understand it. The beach is too cold. The water's too cold. I'm like, it's great. The water's great. Just go out and try. And that's what this teaching is all about is I've got to try. I've got to give it a good try. And there's a great book that says, fail and fail often. Because in the failing, that's when you really find what you're supposed to do. No, I'm not supposed to be running a bakery, and no, I'm not supposed to be doing this, and no, I'm not supposed to be doing that. And that's why I failed. It wasn't that you're not successful. It's just that wasn't your job. When you find out it's not your job, then you move on. When you get fired from a job, people get all upset. I'm like, it's not your job. Move on. You're not supposed to be there. They're like, what? I'm not supposed to be here? No, it's not your job. So go find the one you want to do. And when they said, oh, well, I'm going to try for this, I'm like, absolutely. That sounds amazing. Go for it. Never doubt yourself, because doubt just makes us stop and not do the things that we are called to do. Doubt brings in all that old beliefs and old stuff, and it comes piling in, and you're like, nope, out of here. I'm not doing that. I'm not listening to that. I thought I put you on a boat to China. Go. See ya. But that's what we have to dig into is, what is this teaching telling me? I am perfect, whole, and complete just as I am. I don't have to be skinny. I don't have to look like Barbie. I can be just myself. Yeah, I never could be Barbie. So when we accept ourselves for who we are, just in this body, in this mind, in this spirit, we do amazing things because we have let go of the past. We have let go of whatever anyone has told us. We have let go of all that stuff we've been dragging around for so long. And we get to step into our passion and get lit up and on fire and just doing amazing, amazing things. My son, who is 43, I know, I don't look that old. He always doubted himself. And I'm like, go try, go pick it out, go do this. He was wanting to go to officer candidate school. He was scared to death. I'm like, do the paperwork, bring it to me. I'm going to help you. He's like, okay. So we did the paperwork. It goes before the board. It's my boss that is on his panel. And, oh, yeah. He's shaking. He's like, I'm so scared. My son is 6'2", so him shaking is bizarre. But I just said, just sit in your purpose. Just be yourself. Just do the job that you came here to do. And my general, who was a female, we were the same size, so that was cool. She was looking at his paperwork and said, how do you know Chief Smith? How do you know Chief Smith? He goes, she's my mom. And she goes, guess you're going to OCS because I'm not going up against your mom. That was his first experience of stepping into who he is. And he's like, what? That's it? I'm done? Oh, yeah. Anybody going up against Chief Smith? Anybody on the panel? So he went off and he discovered what was inside of him. He loved being an officer. He loved being with troops. Being with troops is the best thing. He loved being out there, and he learned so much about himself because he let go of his past. He let go of what people used to say about him. He let go of all the disappointments, and that's what we have to do. We just have to let go of all that stuff and just be one with ourselves. It has to start here. We have to love ourselves right here. Be at peace with ourselves right here. Be in compassion with ourselves right here, because we can't do it out there without starting here. And when I teach that to my vets, they're like, what? Love myself. My drill sergeant, I don't care what your drill sergeant said. You're perfect, whole, and complete just as you are. They go out, they come back, their face are brighter, they're happier. That's what we got to do, folks. Go out, be in the world, find our passion, do what lights us up, and don't care about what other people say. Don't compare yourself. Remember the saying, build it and they will come. And that's the truth, because someone is looking for your talent. Whatever you have to offer, someone out there is looking for you. And when they come and find you, they go, man, you got to go to Sharon's shop. She does these incredible things. The paintings are magnificent. You don't even have to advertise. It's all word by mouth. And that's what happens when you are your true divine self. Divine intelligence will guide you to that right and perfect place. And then other people will be drawn to you. That's the law of attraction. That's the law of correspondence and acting out. It is always that way. We always get to be whatever we want to be when we let go. Just let go. It doesn't matter. It matters to us. It doesn't matter what people say. It matters what we feel about ourselves. It doesn't matter what someone else is doing. It matters what happens right here. That's what our teaching tells us. That's what Ernest Holmes always talks about is find your passion within and then run with it. Go for it. I ran a marathon. A little munchkin like me ran a marathon. I didn't know, but what you have to do is run 1 mile at a time, and then 2, and then 5, and then 10, and then it's 26, and you're at the end. How did I do that? I just did it. You got to just do it. Just like Nike says, just do it. Go out there. Because that's the fun part in the doing is you learn so much about yourself. You don't even know some of the things that you learn about yourself. You don't even know all the good creativity that is burning up inside of you until you try. You don't even know what you're going to be guided to and what's next and what's going to happen until you try. You don't even know. You have to try. And when you go down that path and it's like, I hit a speed bump, that's not for me. I'm going to go over here. Speed bumps are nothing more than lessons that teach us where we are supposed to be on our path. That's all speed bumps are. They're not walls. They're not to hold you back. It's just like if you watch the water as it drifts down to the sea. Comes on a rock. Does it stop? Oh, here's a rock. I gotta stop. No, it doesn't stop. It goes around the rock or it goes over it. It's like, I got a mission. I got to get going here. People need my water. Yeah. So that's what we have to do in our lives. Whatever shows up as a speed bump, whatever shows up as a block, whatever shows up as something that's happening in our life, that is just to teach us to go around, go through, learn from it. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. So now I get to know that. Now I get to feel that. Now I get to sense that. That's our passion. That's what Spirit always calls us to do. Follow our passion. Because anybody can do a job. If you listen to Jim Carrey, he talks about his dad. His dad was had a great sense of humor, and he was funny, and he always wanted to be a comedian, but he settled and became an accountant and hated his job, hated it, but it provided for the family, and it provided, all the stuff that they needed, and on and on and on until he got fired at a very late age. And then he's like, oh, now what do I do? Yeah, now what are you going to do? He didn't know what else to do. So then he had to go and discover what it is that he wanted to do, and he discovered that he's pretty doggone funny. Well, look at Jim Carrey. He's pretty funny. So he's got to get it from somewhere. Exactly. What our parents do is not necessarily what we're supposed to do. My dad was a police officer. I'm too short to be a police officer, so that was saving grace. But I didn't want to be that. I had no idea what I was going to be. I went into the recruiter's office and I went, this is my passion. Going, working, doing the fun things that we did. And I've been places that most people can't spell. Yeah. Well, when you walk up and the ticket agent goes, I'm not sure where this is. I'm like, don't get me on the plane. No. You don't know where this is? I'm not getting on that plane. So, yes. So it's a fun thing. And what I've learned in this teaching and being in the military combined together is I can do anything. I can drive a deuce and a half. I can drive a gamma goat. Those are the funny looking things. I can even drive a tank. And in my past life, I would be like, no, I can't do that. No, I try. I'm selfless. I just go out and do it. I have to try. I have to see if it fits. I have to see if it resonates with me. And that's what we ask of you. Go and see what resonates. Go and see if it fits. You have a passion, go for it. You have a drive, go do it. You have a support system. This is what's so amazing about CSL. We have this amazing support system. You call a practitioner and go, I got this thing come up in meditation the other day, and I don't know what to do with it. Practitioner goes, I know exactly what to do with this. That's what I love about this teaching. There's never a doubt. There's always a yes, and even more. There's an unlimited supply of talent, of gifts, of abundance available. So tap into it. Go for it. Never say never. That will always hold you back. And then there's regrets down the road. I want no regrets. I will try everything. Bicycles, tricycles, any kind of motorized anything, I will try it first. Scare myself to death, but that's okay. That's what it's all about, because that's where we learn who we are. We learn our passion. We learn all of that good stuff. So I ask you, what is it that drives you? What lights you up? What is your passion? If you're not doing your job of passion, quit and go find another job that you want to do. Go and see what that is. Go and discover what you want to do and do it. Nothing's going to hold you back because Spirit is the one that's guiding you there. Divine intelligence will guide you through every single step, every moment of every way. You're never alone. You're never walking alone. And in this teaching, that's what we have practitioners and ministers to know the truth for you and know that you will be successful and know that because you're going for your passion, that's what's going to keep you alive. So this week, I challenge you to take a look and say, am I doing what lights me up? Am I being the best I know I can be? Am I stepping out of my comfort zone and going, okay, I'm going to do this? Or am I settling? Because that's safer. And that's more closer to what I know instead of what I don't know. Go out, try it out, step out. Know that you'll be protected. Know that you will be directed, and know that you have a whole tribe that will support you. And that's what I love about this teaching. So thank you so much for having me today. Let's do a spiritual mind treatment together. As we join in that consciousness of knowing, there's one life, one heart, one soul, one spirit, one source. And this source is always walking with us. That divine inspiration, that divine passion, that divine spark is always within each one of us. Because Spirit wants us to have the very best in our lives. The most brilliant careers, the most brilliant artistic creativity, the most brilliant of everything. Because there is an unlimited supply of all of those things in every area of our lives. So I simply know for each one here today that they are stepping into that passion, that light, that possibility, because Spirit is saying, yes, I am with you. Yes, I hold your heart and your mind and your hand as you walk this walk. I simply know the best for you. I give thanks for this teaching. I give thanks for Spirit guiding us. I give thanks for each one today. I give thanks for knowing our passion, knowing our place, knowing our fire within. I give thanks. And I release these words in the law, knowing that it's perfect, and it's complete. And I simply say, thank you, God. And so it is.